If you score 330 in biology, 140 in chemistry, and 130 in physics, you land into the medical college in NEET 2026 because you'll still get 600 marks. And 600 marks is more than sufficient when it comes to the NEET 2026. Now, a lot of students at this point of time, I know there are only 2 months left. Now is not the time to focus on the entire syllabus. Sir, I'll have to start from the scratch. I'll have to read this. I'll have to read that. Let me just tell you, in this particular video, I will be telling you how can you score 130 marks in physics in the upcoming 2 months. Okay, this is the realistic plan. I won't be telling you just have to get 180 out of 180, 170 out of 180. No, just get 130 marks in your physics, 140 in your chemistry, because chemistry and biology is achievable. Because I have seen this in maximum number of cases. They get full marks in biology. They get full mark, even 360 out of 360. Why cannot you get 330 out of 360? So you will get that. So how can you score 130 in physics? That I'm going to tell you in this particular video. Make sure you smash the like button and watch till the end. Not only, and most importantly, what are the topics that you need to understand? That also I am going to tell you in this particular video. Now, first of all, listen to me very carefully. Let's first talk about the weightage. Okay. Let's first talk about the weightage. 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Look at these chapters. Okay. Wait. I'll be telling you what are the topics that you need to learn also. Keep that thing in your mind. Wait for some time. Electrostatics, 2021, 6 questions. 2022, 4 questions. 23, 5 questions. 24, 4 questions. Current electricity, 3 questions. 2021. 2022, 3 questions. 2023, 5 questions. 2024, 3 questions. Units and dimensions, extremely high weightage chapter. Kinematics, you can see the weightage over here. Modern physics plus semiconductors, extremely high weightage chapter. We say 9 questions. 9 questions in 2022. 8 questions in 2023, 9 questions in 2024. And when it comes to the ray optics, 4 questions, 3 questions, 3 questions, 2 questions, and magnetism also out there. Okay. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, if you talk about the NEET 2025, everybody knows that, sir, when it comes to the NEET 2025, it was extremely difficult. And questions came from every single chapter. Still, if you figure out these particular chapters, like you have thermodynamics also, one of the high weightage chapters, okay? Thermodynamics, you have got over here, I would say, you have got this motionless straight line, that is kinematics, okay? Even I would say in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, magnetism, 3 questions, current electricity, 3 questions, ray optics, 2 questions, okay? And semiconductors plus modern physics over here also, I can say 5 to 6 questions. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what you are supposed to learn when it comes to these chapters, okay, thermodynamics included over here, okay, and magnetism included over here, so that you can get, we say 130 marks in your NEET 2026 physics. Let's talk about the chapter electrostatics first, okay? Coulomb's law, what are the pattern of questions? There are 2-3 pattern of questions when it comes to the Coulomb's law and field, because similar pattern of questions basically are created in this portion also. Then basically in this electrostatics, focus on the electrostatic potential also, electrostatic potential energy also. What are the variety of questions that you need to focus over here also? And then we say dipole and Gauss law. These are the 4 to 5 topics that you need to learn from electrostatics portion. You'll get full marks, that is for sure. Then we say current electricity, my dear NEET aspirants. When it comes to the current electricity, Ohm's law, okay, that V is equal to IR relation, R is equal to rho L by A relation, okay, and drift velocity relation, effects of temperature on resistance, current density. This is what you need to focus on over here. And most importantly, resistance, like combination of resistors, we say current, drift velocity, that I already told you. And my dear NEET aspirants, voltmeter and ammeter, like conversion of galvanometry into voltmeter and ammeter, and you have bulbs. And my dear NEET aspirants, please learn this common potential method. I have taught this in my marathons. Okay, you can go and you can check all of these chapters. I have taught already in my marathons. Every single topic is discussed over there, whether it is a common potential, okay, finding the potential of the common point, and then finding the current in all the different resistors out there. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, when it comes to the thermodynamics, take a look over here. First of all, extremely important thermodynamic processes, okay? Okay, adiabatic process, you have isothermal process, you have isobaric, isoporic, all those processes you have over here. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, we say specific heat and Maer's relation. Very important, okay? Relation between Cp and Cv. Okay, questions come from that relation also. And most importantly, first law of thermodynamics. And then, my dear NEET aspirants, Carnot's engine and efficiency, keep this thing in your mind over here. Then, magnetism. When it comes to the magnetism, my dear NEET aspirants, in this case, focus on magnetic force on moving charge. Like if a charge is placed in a magnetic field, okay, so what is the force acting on that? And if a charge is moving in a magnetic field, we say if it enters perpendicular, it will follow the circular path, find the time period, find the radius, okay, find the frequency. That also you need to figure out over here. That also you need to study. A force on current carrying wire. If you have two wires, okay, they apply force on each other. Okay, ILB sine theta. If you place a force, if you place a wire in a magnetic field, okay, that is ILB sine theta, or force between the two parallel wires. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, solenoid, toroid, and Ampere's law. How to use the Ampere's law, and questions on the Biot-Savart's law also. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, if we move on to the ray optics chapter over here, combination of lenses. We say total internal reflection. We say refraction and Snell's law. We say spherical mirrors and lens formula. Keep this thing in your mind. Microscope and telescope. Okay, and prism. This is what you are supposed to study in the ray optics chapter. High weightage chapter, I must say. Units and dimensions. Very small chapter, and questions have been frequently asked from this particular chapter. We say dimensional analysis, errors, significant figures. And then, my dear NEET aspirants, measuring devices, like you have vernier caliper, screw gauge, okay? And next chapter, kinematics. This chapter we have been studying from class 9. We say equations of motion. S is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square, v is equal to u plus at, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Okay, s nth is equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Then we say motion under gravity. Okay, so basically if an object falls under gravity, so in that case, we say that water tap problem. Okay, so there are different variety of problems which are basically asked from this. And my dear NEET aspirants, we say graphs like velocity time graph, position time graph, acceleration time graph, graph conversion. This you need to study when it comes to the chapter kinematics. And most importantly, my dear NEET aspirants, modern physics. In modern physics, you need to understand Bohr's model. Like Bohr's model, mathematical analysis of Bohr's model, velocity of an electron in the nth orbit, kinetic energy, potential energy, total energy of an electron in the nth orbit, okay, radius of an electron in the nth orbit, frequency, time period of an electron in the nth orbit, that comes under the Bohr's model. And then we have de Broglie's wavelength of different particles, of an accelerated particle, of a particle placed in of a charged particle placed in external electric field, okay. Einstein's photoelectric equation, question comes from this. Binding energy and mass defect, graph between mass number and stability, okay. Then we say Q value of the reaction. And when it comes to the semiconductors, my dear NEET aspirants, we say logic gates is extremely important, and PN junction diode is extremely important. Forward biasing as well as reverse biasing. These are the topics if you study in the physics. I have already covered. These are the topics if you study in the physics, you will get full marks. That is, my dear, I won't say extremely full. I would say 130 plus you will get easily by these marks. Okay. Keep this thing in your mind, my dear NEET aspirants. Then I would say one more important thing, my dear NEET aspirants. Recently, when it comes to the NEET 2026 preparation, we say right now everything you need to get, you need for NEET 2026 at just 1,999 rupees. Okay, so basically unlock, access all crash courses, test series and more. So if you want to learn from the physics panel, biology panel and chemistry panel, you can basically, the link is in the description below. So make sure guys you smash the like button. Okay, share it with your friends also. Thank you so much.